the Craft and Glory hike boot in saddle tan waxed buffalo hide. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. Hoping you're all having a wonderful flat day on this beautiful flat earth. Just kidding, I'm a globetard. So anyways, in today's video I am incredibly excited to be finally reviewing my own pair of Craft and Glory boots made in India. My buddy Mark handed me off a couple of his pairs of Craft and Glory to review, but I've never actually had my own pair until now. I perused their entire website and this was the one I concluded that I needed in my life. This is what they call the hike boot in saddle tan buffalo hide. Now this is very much reminiscent of the hiking slash mountaineering boots that started in, I think, the 1940s as a ski boot design. It is a lace to toe, and what's really unique about this is it's got D-ring laces all the way up. The hike boot slash mountaineering boot, it has a very distinctive look about it. Viberg themselves did their own iteration that they called the Hiker, and they've done it in several leathers. I'm looking at their Gobi Regency calf, and what they say about it is it's developed for versatility. The Hiker combines utilitarian design with industrial performance, suited for an alpine, trekking, and outdoor environment. So this boot comes in two other colors. They have it in raven black and vintage brown. And I went for this saddle tan. The color is kind of difficult to nail down, but I would actually give it more of an auburn color slash burnt sienna. It's got a lot of red in there. It's not quite exactly what I would consider a tan. It is much richer, and I actually really love this colorway because I am a sucker for red boots, and this is just such a beautiful color. I truly love it. Reminds me of Alden Ravello. It's got that nice tomatoey base about it. One thing that's super cool about the leather is, again, with this waxed buffalo hide, is going to be the follicle marks all throughout the grain, all throughout the body of the vamp, the quarter, the back heel stay, everywhere on the boot. Amazing buffalo hide follicle marks. So the toe is partially structured. We've got a real simple outsole construction, which possibly explains the low price of $216 for these. That is just an unreal price. If you bought these from a US maker, you're talking $400, sometimes more. Yeah, the outsole that they're using is fairly simple. They're not overdoing it. So we've got a standard veg tan midsole. We've got a decently lugged commando outsole, commando heel cap, 3 stacks of veg tan in the heel stack. It's not a single piece, so it's not like they're saving a ton in labor. they do keep it fairly simple. They're not adding tons of layers of midsoles to this to make it like ultra stacked. Instead, they're just keeping it simple with a single midsole, which I definitely like. They also have a veg tan insole, which is removable. Craft and Glory branded. Awesome. And so I went for a size 42. I typically wear, I'm a 9 Brannick, I wear 8.5 in most US boot brands, and then when it comes to UK sizing, I'm a size 8, and the 42's definitely the perfect fit. In fact, I quite like it because I have been sized wrong in 8.5s before, but when it comes to European sizing, whenever I've gone with a 42, it's always just seemed to fit just right. So when we're going off the European scale, I always just nail my size when it's 42. Use the Craft and Glory size guide on their website. 42s always fit me right, so typically the ideal number lineup that I like to see is EU 42, US 8.5, UK 8. And that, when I see those three, I know it's going to fit me just right. So yeah, there's a really nice padding at the collar. I actually walked around in these all day long. They're super comfortable. This pad offers just a tremendous amount of cushion to the ankle area. And then we have a pull tab here that is robustly stitched down. The workmanship is very exacting. And then the tongue is gusseted all the way up, and what's interesting about the tongue is it's actually stitched over the upper. Typically with a gusset, it's stitched inside the upper so that it's more subdued. In this case, they actually stitch it on top of the upper leather, which is pretty cool. But given the design, the lace to toe design, it works pretty well. And then when you pull the tongue out, actually, it's got like a cool T-shape going on. You can see that there. Pretty neat. And then, so these are not the laces that these came with. The laces that these boots came with were these. And these are really good, strong, round, corded nylon laces. These definitely would work with these boots, but I am a sucker for rawhide, and I have a whole stash of rawhide laces that I bought from Guarded Goods. And I just thought, wow, these tan rawhide just complement the saddle tan color just so well. It just goes so beautifully. So I said, you know what, let's do that. I think that these work really well with these boots. I don't want to leave out that they threw in an amazing Craft and Glory tote in with the boots. In today's world where they're charging for extra for grocery bags, well, every extra tote helps because I'm not paying for those extra grocery bags. And then this bad boy is 360-degree Goodyear welted. I love to see it. And what's unique about these hikers in particular is we've got 5 of the D-ring eyes in brass, and then we have actually this 6th eye that's sort of offset. And I was kind of confused as to how this configuration was supposed to come together, but I just laced it up like normal, just crisscrossed, and even with this one I just crisscrossed the lace across. And I looked on their Instagram and I noticed that their brand rep Ananya was wearing hers like that, and then so she actually skipped the first speed hook and just went for the top speed hook, skipped it and just went for the top. So that's actually how I wore mine. No complaints there, and in fact these rawhides are so long I was able to wrap around the back, and I think it just looks really good. So one of the eyelets I actually skip, but again I'm probably using the configuration wrong. If anybody knows how to properly use this configuration, if you've seen it before, please let me know. But for now, I just found a way that just kind of works for me. Alright, so the leather in the tongue is 3.5 ounces. Now this boot is fully lined throughout, so we're going to have much more than 3.5 ounces on the overall shell of the boot. The tongue is typically the thinnest portion of the boot. So let's read a little bit about this particular build. So it says, built for the rugged terrain, our hike boot is a beautiful combination of a heritage boot and an adventure boot, which offers a sturdy build, great traction, and comfort for all-day wear. Be it a mountaintop or just a trail through the woods, this Wanderlust-inspired boot will keep you safe and make you look good. Great boot for casual evening with the boys or your adventure-filled journey. These heritage-style Goodyear welted, fully lined work boots with classic hiker boot hardware, cushioned ankle support and tongue, hand-stitched commando, rubber outsoles, perfect for a rugged, loving gentleman. A pair of boots which would last you for years to come. Crafted out of full-grain buffalo leather, hand-stitched Goodyear welting, a boot sturdy enough to beat any terrain. Fully leather-lined boots. Yes, we've got 5-ounce wax buffalo leather uppers, 3-ounce thick leather lining, so 8-ounce total. We've got a 10-ounce veg tanned insole. We've got a 7-ounce thick vegetable tan handmade leather welt, steel shank for durability, 100% natural cork footbed, 100% rubber commando outsole. Yeah, so according to Heddles, there are 3 welted hikers that are made today. One is by a brand called Freycap, which has evolved more into a sneaker brand than a hiking brand, but they still manufacture their classic M120. This hiker saw countless ascents on the Italian Alps, and now it's fully customizable via their online website. And actually, I have a pair of Freycaps right here, sent to me by my buddy Mario, aka Boot Reaper, to review. I haven't actually tried these on. They appear to me to be probably a half size large. Yeah, these are a size 43. So with one of my veg tanned insoles, they'll probably work out, but here we go. A little bit of a size comparison. Freycap size 43 versus Craft and Glory size 42. So yeah, definitely, actually, it looks like the Freycaps are only a half size longer. Let me turn those around here. Or, you know what, they might be identical. I don't know. I'll try them on. I'll do some research. But yeah, the Freycaps, they seem to be made in a pebble grain leather. They also have the 5 D-ring, the 2 speed hooks. And these retail at around $344 US. And frankly, I think the Craft and Glories are better made. I mean, the Craft and Glories are heavier. I don't know what kind of leather the Freycaps are using. They are 360-degree Goodyear welted with a split reverse welt on there, but the uppers just don't feel as robust as this Water Buffalo. Yeah, the Water Buffalo feels super duper hardy. I'll be doing a separate video on the Freycap. I just brought those in to sort of show in contrast what a good value you're getting for $216 here. I mean, and the turnaround was quick. It was like a month and they got them to me. It was crazy. So yeah, Danner also makes hikers, and I mentioned Viberg already. They do their hiker as well. Theirs go for $720, the Danners go for $380. So, and the French maker Paraboot is also pretty iconic for this hiker model. But my friends at Craft and Glory, in my opinion, are giving them all a run for their money because, once again, this boot is very well made. If you've never experienced Water Buffalo leather, I highly recommend it. The green pair of Chelseas that I recently reviewed, I would liken that to a kudu leather. But these are definitely more closer to a calfskin because they do apply so much more waxes to the surface. These definitely have more of a calfskin, buttery type feel as opposed to like a nubuck or like a super duper open pore feel. These are smooth. You know, your fingers just sort of glide across the surface smoothly, whereas the nubuck and or like the suede like textures, when the Water Buffalo isn't fully waxed on the surface, it's got more of a matte feel to the surface as opposed to smooth and shiny. This is definitely on the smooth and shiny side of things. I'm just in love with this color. And also of note, my buddy Take, it was a pure coincidence, but he also just picked up the same exact pair. So shout out to Take at Bootlosophy. We are brothers in boots forever. We landed the exact same model. Great minds think alike, after all. I will leave a link to the hiker boot, which once again, they offer in 3 colors on the Craft and Glory website. So click that and shop that if you are so interested. They offer 10% off your order for new time customers using the code NEW10 at checkout. And it's just hell of a deal, an outrageous deal, really, for what you're getting here. Anyways, what goofy thing was I gonna say? I forget.
Again, we're here. Very quick, very effective.
All right, anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Leave me your thoughts in the comments section below, and I will see y'all in my next video.